everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. If you're new here, my name is Jasleen, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Chanel wallet on chain, which I've got right here in its dust bag. I think these videos are really good because if you're going in to buy something at Chanel and it's your first time, it can be a bit intimidating. Sometimes you can walk in there and maybe you're not ready to buy. Like maybe you don't have the funds set aside to buy, but you want to shop around and you want to kind of get a feel of the item and get to look at the item, but you're not comfortable doing that. You might feel compelled to purchase, but you're not necessarily ready, or you might feel shy that, you know, hey, it's not on my budget yet, but I want to take a look. And these videos are great because you can shop or window shop in the comfort of your own home and get to know all of the little specs of the piece. You can get to know about the disadvantages, the advantages, the wear and tear, so you're a lot more prepared to make this purchase and make an informed decision. I'm going to try to do this in a pretty short video, even though the poll that I ran on my Instagram, the majority of you, like 80%, wanted videos longer than 15 minutes. The last video I did was quite long, so the review that I did on all of the classic flaps in the maxi, jumbo, and medium size, I did like one giant video. That was like an hour long. But the feedback has been amazing on that. A lot of you really appreciated that video because you said it was really informative, and that was my goal. So definitely not something that you can just sit and quickly watch. I usually suggest for those videos you sit down with a cup of coffee and relax and maybe start your workout, and you maybe, you know, you gotta fold some laundry, whatever it is that you gotta do, you can do watching that video. But today I want to just do a very short one. It's not. This is just one item, so there's not a whole lot that I have to go on about, but I'm going to get into basically the overview of the bag, and I'm going to also give you the advantages of it, also how I use it, how I pack it. I did briefly mention in that Chanel classic flap video that you know, I hide things in certain pockets in here, so one of you did ask and was curious to know what exactly I hide in my wallet on chain. I'm going to get into it. So the wallet on chain is abbreviated WOC, so WOC. So in the Chanel, I guess we're a community. Everybody says WOC. So if you're not sure what people are talking about, WOC is wallet on chain. So this is the dust bag that it comes in. It's like a sort of faux velvet, faux suede type of dust bag. There is a little square mark of glue there. That's because the camellia was stuck to it in the box, and I didn't realize that when I yanked it off it left a mark, but Chanel was kind enough to give me a brand new dust bag. I have that in the box, so I'm just using this kind of for rough use. This item is not considered a handbag. It's considered a small leather good. So a lot of small leather goods, or SLGs, come in these type of smaller dust bags. So that's why it's in here. But we don't use it as a small leather good. We use it as like a handbag almost. So the Chanel wallet on chain is touted as a great entry level piece for Chanel, simply because of the price point and its versatility. This was not my first Chanel purchase, but I've had this for about 5 years now. I purchased it directly from boutique, and I always wanted the classic combination with the gold hardware and the caviar leather in the color black. This was something that I thought was very classic. I wasn't interested in getting it in other colors or materials. I wanted the classic combo. I guess part of me wanted it for the resale value, but I don't think I'll ever really sell this because I do use this quite a bit. At the time that I purchased this retailed for $2,600 Canadian plus tax, so that's 13%, and the price has rose steadily since then. There are loads of variations of this style, so it can come in the classic combination with the little CC over here and the quilted leather. It also comes in a boy style. It also comes in now the Chanel 19 style, which is actually a lot more expensive. It also comes in a variety of different leathers, a variety of different colors, different hardwares. So if you wanted to experiment with a certain type of leather or a certain type of color, a certain type of hardware or material, because these also come in like tweed and sequin and embellished, it is something that is small enough that you can sort of play around with it without committing to an enormous bag. So the one I have is the classic combination. I guess it's kind of like the base model. There is a newer version that came out, I think, last year. It retails for $33.75 Canadian plus tax, and this newer version came with some pretty welcome changes. So I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the bag. So on the outside, you've got the little CC logo right at the front there, okay? Mine is in caviar leather. It's quite shiny, so it's a pebbled leather. So if you swing it around the side, that's what it looks like. And then on the back, you also have a little pocket on the back on the classic style, which is very, very, very handy. Coming around to this side, and then the bottom. And then when you open up the flap, you've got Chanel written right there, and then you also have a zipper closure. And right up over here, you've got a pop button closure there, okay? So it's a snap button, right? So you button it. It's different on the newer models, but on the most of the models in the past always had this this snap button closure, okay? So I just moved you a little bit closer. Okay, so when you open it up, you've got this zipper closure. So you zip it open, and then there's a pocket that goes all the way down the bag. So it's lined in this maroon fabric or textile, and you can go all the way down to about here. Okay, so to where the bottom of that pocket is. So it's a very generous pocket, and I think it's such a smart use of space. Like, this is genius, and this is what I love about this bag. You can go all the way down the back. So when you zip it shut, okay, you have it's plastic zipper, and I feel like with Chanel, they should put metal zippers. Like, they shouldn't have plastic at all, but it would have been a lot more luxe if this was metal. And then on the zipper end, you have a leather tab. Okay, so leather tab, and there's nothing really written on the zipper. On the zipper it says EP. I don't know if you can see that, but maybe there, I don't know. It says EP, but I guess it's just the brand of the zipper. So at the front you have a sort of flat pocket here, and it's entirely lined in leather. So you have a zipper compartment that is next. So after this flat pocket, you have a zipper compartment right here, which is lined in the maroon textile, okay? And you can zip that shut. And then behind that, you also have a slip pocket here, which is lined in textile, but there's leather lining on this side. And inside the bag, I'm gonna actually pull this out and I'll explain what this is after. It's all lined in textile, and there's a little bit of gunk in there. I'll clean it, but here mine says made in France. And then on the inside, you have card slots on the back. So you've got 6 card slots right there, okay, and you can slot all your cards inside. This is considered a wallet on a chain. So it's literally a wallet, and then they've attached a chain to it. So the chain is quite long. And it goes through like this leather tunnel that is in the middle of the bag. So you can kind of swing it around. So sorry if you hear some noise. The vacuum is on downstairs, so that's probably what you're hearing. But it kind of, the chain slides through this tunnel. So you can just keep sliding this through. And the chain itself is this interwoven chain, just like the classic flaps, except it's thinner, okay? And it's like jewelry. It's got a good weight to it. It is quite versatile, like it's quite long, and I'll measure the chain strap drop for you as well. So when the wallet on chain is empty, you can sort of flatten it like this. So this outside base is foldable, so it does, when you do get it, it's not as expanded. It's kind of like this. You can stuff it, but that's just how you receive it. It's quite flat, and you think, okay, I can't really fit a whole lot in it, but trust me, you can fit quite a bit. The leather does relax as you start to use it, and there are some neat things that you can use that are kind of offered aftermarket that can really maximize the space of your WOC. So how do I pack it? I use this quite a bit. I use it as kind of like a crossbody bag when I don't want to carry a whole lot, but I just need to have my essentials with me, or I take it traveling as kind of like a small bag aside from my large tote bag that has everything in it, but it just kind of has everything that is easily accessible crossbody on my frame. So how do I pack it? So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let's say if I'm taking it to a party, I'll use it as a clutch. So what I'll do is I'll tuck the chain inside, or I can wear it on my shoulder, but I tuck the chain inside. I'll put in like a car key, I'll put in like a pack of gum, I'll put in a lipstick, and then out of my card holder I'll take like my cards out. So let's take out a Costco card and my driver's license. Okay, so I'll stick in my cards, whatever I need, and then I'm good to go. I've got a little clutch to go. Okay, the majority of the time I found this really useful when I was traveling. So when you're traveling, depending on where you're going, and pretty much everywhere where I've traveled, I've taken this bag. The reason being is sometimes you don't want to travel with some of your more expensive or heavier handbags for fear of, you know, ruining them. If you're sitting on the plane, you're stashing, like it can get squished in your suitcase. It really depends. If you're going for a long period of time, maybe you want to take these things with me. But usually when I travel, I do like to take my wallet on chain. I don't really like to take my other handbags. Although recently I did start to take like my classic flaps and stuff, but before I wasn't really comfortable doing that. What I would do is let's say you're going to the airport and like, I need to take a small purse. I need to take like my essentials, like I need to take like my passport, I need to take cash, I need to take my credit card, I need, you know, maybe some lipstick, like whatever it may be. I need to put my boarding passes inside, although now our boarding passes are all on our phones, but I mean, when I had this, we didn't really have that. We had paper boarding passes. But there's a bunch of things that you do need to take, and you don't want to rummage through your entire tote to get these things. Like, you're going through security, you're going through customs, like you want to have everything accessible and readily available right on your person without having to dig through a big bag. So I would always take this, wear it on my body as like my wallet on my body, and then the rest of my stuff I'll have in like my tote bag. So like things like scarves, snacks, like a bunch, like you always, but there's so many things that you put in there, right? So when I take it traveling, let's say if I'm going to the airport, I'll put mine in my, because we always, like my husband is just like the person that just leaves with his shirt and pants on and everything else. He's like, oh, okay, like my wife will take care of. So I have everything. I'm like the admin when we're traveling. So I like to put my passports inside. So sometimes I'll put it in the flat front pocket, or I'll put it in just the main compartment, okay? And then I'll put my cards in there. I'll put like my credit card, I'll put my driver's license, ID, anything else that I might take. So I'll put my cards there. You can put up to 6, but usually when you're traveling, like I don't really need to take that many. So it's good that I don't have to take a card holder or a wallet. Inside the zipper compartment, I'll put like change. So I don't take my coin purse, I just take some change out. Okay, and I'll stick it in the little zipper compartment at the front. Okay, so I've got my change in there, and then cash. So I'll put cash. So I'll put like Canadian currency, but then I'll also put in, like, let's say if I'm going to the US, I'll put US currency. If I'm going to Europe, I'll put Euro currency. And you know, when you're traveling, you might take like a little bit more with you. So I just lowered the camera because I think you can really see. But I'll put the Canadian currency in the front pocket, right in there, so it's readily accessible. I'll also put like my boarding passes in there, everything that you need, okay? I might stick in like a lipstick and maybe a compact if I need to, but it's usually in my tote bag. And that closes. So it expands and it closes, and I've got everything in there. I've also, in this bag, like when we're on our trip, like let's say if we're walking around, I will take like a lipstick and all with me. Passports, either you can leave it in your hotel room safe, but sometimes, like let's say if you're shopping and you're like maybe in Europe where you're getting your VAT and all that back, or you're in the States and you need ID and they don't accept your driver's license. So let's say if you're in Vegas, sometimes they want to see your passport. So I will open this secret compartment and I'll stick in our passports all the way down to the back of the bag. So it's safe, it's out of sight. Like if you open your bag, it's not all there, and it closes, it's right in the back of the bag. Okay, I'll also stick in some extra cash. So let's say if you're taking like a couple of $100 and you don't want it to be like right in the front, you can stick in your cash all the way to the back, some emergency cash. And the flap closes just fine. So there's loads of little pockets. In the back pocket, like even if I'm out and about here at home and I want to take this out, I'll usually put in like a parking stub, like, or a parking ticket right in this back pocket. Like I don't just stuff it to the max, but I'll put in like you know, anything really that is small that I need like readily. If I'm traveling, I'll put like my hotel room key right in here so it's easily accessible and I can pull it out. If it's one of those keys where you just have to sort of go near the door to buzz in, it's so easy because I've just got it right on the bag. So there's a ton of uses for this, and I've used this a lot. It's seen quite a bit of use, and I've used this as a little handbag. I've used this as a day to night clutch, so if you're traveling you can use this on your person every day, and then it's dressy enough for nighttime. If you're going out, you have yourself a little evening bag as well. I don't know why I didn't explicitly mention this or demonstrate this, but this is a really good bag that I use to go out shopping. And I didn't quite fill it in the way that I usually do. Like, I actually put quite a bit of stuff in here. I don't know where my head was, but I usually put my phone in there, and even when we're traveling, I'll stick in my iPhone and my husband's iPhone. There's usually my passport, like our passports in there, cash. There's like a crap ton of receipts, especially when I was traveling in Europe and then I had all the VAT forms. It was in there. I'd have makeup, like I'll have like a compact lipstick. What else did I put in there? Oh gosh, cash, like it fits a lot, and I don't know why I didn't demonstrate that. My camera kept overheating, so I was losing my train of thought, but I do fill this quite a bit. So I did mention that there is a newer version of this with some pretty welcome modifications. So some of the modifications are, one, they got rid of this snap button closure, okay? And now it's more of a substantial magnetic button closure, and I'll insert like a screenshot here. So it has a magnetic closure instead. The inside zipper, instead of having this leather pull, they put a metal zipper pull, which is a lot better. And generally those are the only changes that I saw so far. So I'm going to get into some of the wear and tear. Okay, so having had this for 5 years now, using it heavily for travel, for daily use as well. It's one of my go-to bags if, let's say, I'm just going to run out and do errands and I don't want to take a handbag, or like the other day, like I was supposed to go with my mom and my sister. We were going to go, we didn't actually go, but we thought we might just go and drive to the lake or something, and I didn't want to carry like a handbag. I could just use this as a little crossbody bag with some of my essentials. So having used this a lot even during travel, like I was able to fit my iPhone and my husband's iPhone inside here, as well as cash, passports, like etc., like a little lipstick, you name it. The wear and tear on this piece is generally quite good because it is such a small piece and it's close to your body, so you're not like bumping into things. You can kind of like really keep it, you can coddle it and keep it protected. It could also be that I also got the caviar leather, but I'm going to get into something about caviar leather in just a little bit. But I mean, even if I got this in lambskin, because I've had such a positive experience with lambskin small leather goods, I think I would even want to get this in lambskin as well. Some of the cons that I've heard is that the base can get misshapen and it can get saggy. And to combat that, actually last year I purchased one of these WOC savers, or these base shapers. So basically it's made out of like vinyl. It's not leather, but you can get them in different colors. It's kind of like a very sturdy base, and you can maybe make one yourself too if you wanted to. I purchased this from a seller on Etsy named M Boutique, and they're based in Australia, and they made me one of these, and I also got one for my boy bag as well. And when you put this inside, it is quite a genius idea, and I think a bunch of different sellers do sell this. So you stick it all the way down into the bag, if you can tell. And what it does is it expands the base. It also protects the base from sagging, and it gives you a lot more room to work with. And then when you close it, it just gives it a very nice elegant shape. It gives it a nice triangular shape, which I really like. I use this WOC saver, and I also store the wallet on chain with this inside. Of course, I keep it stored with the dust bag and the chain. I just drop the chain inside. Like, I just put it into the main compartment of the bag, just like so. And then I pop it in the dust bag. I don't really close this bit here. Some people will put some felt here to prevent the zipper from imprinting onto the leather, which is something that people complain about with the classic flaps. But I think it's inevitable, so it's gonna happen. You can't avoid it. So yeah, you don't have to close it, but just know that that zipper imprint will come on. Another con about this bag is not necessarily about the bag itself, but I found with this, because I was using it so much, is the caviar leather, and I don't think you can really tell, maybe down here, right there. I don't know if it's focusing, but there's like some like makeup stuck in between the grains of the caviar leather. So you can get dirt caught in the caviar, and what I've seen in certain posts is that you can take a soft toothbrush, a very soft toothbrush, and just gently brush it to help get some of that dirt out between the crevices of the caviar pebbles. So that's one con, but that's generally about caviar leather. Another con is that the strap is not detachable, and you've got quite a long strap, and some people complain about how long this strap is. And I mean, I'm not overly tall, but I'm not overly short. I'm 5'6", and it is still quite long on me to wear a crossbody. And some people who are more petite, this is way too much for them. They found creative ways. What you could do is you could wrap the chain around the whole flap, and then you can close the bag and carry it like that. But then you can't really wear it crossbody, then you just wear it as a shoulder bag, and then you have the chain on top, which also actually looks pretty nice. But that's one con, that the chain is not detachable at all. And the chain itself, if I were to measure the strap drop, and I just bring it down on the table like this, and I measure from the top of the bag to the top of the strap, it's a good 25 inches. So from here to the top of the strap, it's 25 inches, which is quite a bit of strap. And also measure it for you double strapped as well. So one thing is that the strap is not detachable. So if you did want to wear it as a clutch, then you have to stuff the chain inside. And you don't have a whole lot of like space to work with as it is. It's quite compact, which is one of the pros. It's a compact bag, and it's got a very nice design, but then now you're taking up space where you can put other things inside. So that's one con. Another thing is that and this is kind of partly due to the design of the strap, and I hope that Chanel changes this in the future. So see at the top, mine is not as bad, and I've used this quite a bit, so I can you know, vouch for why this did this. But you see this kind of bowing at the top, so the sides just kind of come up ever so slightly. Some are worse. I've seen them on the pre-loved market where it's literally like a U shape. It's really bad. And you know, it's not like I overloaded it or I overstuffed it. I mean, I did use it quite a bit, I'll admit, but that shouldn't really happen. And it is leather, and leather does give, and I understand that. But then it should have happened for the whole top of the bag. Like, it should have stretched out the whole top, it should have peaked. But the reason why it does this bowing is because of the strap. If you see, there is this little leather tunnel that goes from the middle of the bag. It doesn't go all the way to the ends, so it doesn't go all the way. And so the middle part, because of this tunnel, is like reinforced. Okay, so you've got like quite a bit of reinforcement of that tunnel. And that is why it doesn't allow for the middle part to sort of stretch. It only does it on the sides, because the chain sort of rubs against this bit here constantly. And it's something that you can't really avoid. Like, it's gonna happen. I've heard people put like little, you know, those little heel cushions or forefoot cushions, the little clear jellies that you put in your heels. Some people cut those up and put that here, but I don't have time for that and I don't want to deal with that. I'm going to be using this a bit, so I am a little bit more cognizant of that. There's not much I can do about it, but it is going to happen. Even if you don't use this a lot, just the fact that the chain kind of pulls on it as you wear it, it's going to happen. On this particular piece, I did have some fraying of the stitches, even like the first year when I bought it. Kind of on the sides, like where some of the, and this can happen with all quilted bags, I do have a frayed, it's not necessarily come undone, but it's just like a little bauble that's sticking out, and I don't want to pull it out. So I'm going to take it into Chanel to possibly have like their seamstress just go around and just make sure that if there's any like loose threads, like even if you see on the edge here, I'll try to put in I'll try to put in another clip in here as well. But there are little threads that are kind of sticking out, and it's not like I've abused this bag. It's not like I really rub it against stuff, but I do see that, and it's something that they can fix. Like, they usually don't snip it off. They just take a thread and they'll sew it back into the bag. So if you ever see like a loose stitch, don't snip it. Just take it in, and then the in-house seamstress will do that for you. So we were all good with wear and tear until I stupidly, just this past March, before the whole COVID lockdown, I did end up ruining, I wouldn't say ruin it, to some people it may not be a big deal, but I'm very like OCD with my bags, so I kind of took it to heart. And what happened was I was taking a course, and you know, we were continuing it. I was taking a weekend course. I didn't want to take a handbag in because usually with these courses you want to take your laptop, you want to take a notebook, you're there all day, and I don't want to leave my handbag unattended on a table. Like, I don't even know if there's a place for me to put my bag, so I just leave that stuff at home. And I just took my wallet on chain, which I probably didn't need to, but I took my wallet on chain because I thought, okay, well, what if we break for lunch, or what if we break for coffee and I have to run out and get something? I don't want to take my huge tote bag with me. Luckily, we were served coffee, so I didn't have to do coffee runs, and I actually didn't end up eating lunch because I guess, yeah, I don't know, maybe I was intermittent fasting, I don't know, but I didn't eat, so I didn't have to go outside. So I put this in my Longchamp Le Pliage tote, and I've shown that in a previous video as well. So this is a bag that I keep like my laptop, my chargers, everything in, and I use it for like courses and stuff because I can stick it on the floor. I'm not worried about it because sometimes if you're taking a course, you have like just single desks with like a chair, and then there's nowhere for you to put your bag. So I don't feel so bad putting this on the floor. And I had put my wallet on chain in my bag, and I've done this before when traveling, but my bag was quite full, and as I was going into and out of my bag to pull things out, I guess I didn't realize, but the zipper of this tote was rubbing against this here. So I'll insert a close-up shot. Maybe you'll say that's not so bad, but I did rub, like, I guess I did scrape off some of the caviar pebbles on this edge here. This is more like smoothed out, but here I've actually scraped off like 2 pebbles, and you can see it. Like, it does bother me, but from far away you can't tell. I've asked other people, they said, what are you talking about? There's no damage, I don't see that. But to me it bothers me, and I'm going to be taking it into Chanel. I did try before, I did ask my sales associate before, and he said, you know what, the repair shops are closed. This was when lockdown had started. And then, actually not started, this is when the boutiques started to open up after lockdown. And he said, well, the repair shops are closed. If we're going to be sending to Paris, like, we can't send it anywhere, so just come back in a bit. So last time when I was there, my sales associate said that I can definitely bring it in, and they can take a look at it and see if they can repair it. So I basically scuffed off a little bit of the caviar leather, and yeah, I'll have them take a look at the frayed stitches as well. So hopefully it can get refurbished. I think I might have to pay for that service because it has been over 5 years. So I will update you on what happens with this bag. So I did actually end up bringing in the wallet on chain to Chanel the other day, and my sales associate took it in for repair. So the edges can be painted or re-dyed or whatever they call it, refurbished. And so I do have to pay for that service because it has been over a year, and it's going to cost me $148. They don't have to send it into Paris. They're probably going to do it locally. And the frayed stitches and all, that's complimentary. So I guess anytime you do get that, you can always take it in and then they will repair it for you. So there's a lot of pros with this bag. Given how many times I've used it, I would say it's well worth purchasing. I don't know about the price right now, to be honest. It seems quite steep now. It was steep to begin with, but it is quite steep now. But the resale value on this is really good. So if you are thinking of purchasing it and you did want to sell it, you will get most of your money back if you do sell it. If you keep it for a couple of years and then you do sell it, you will get most of your money back. So if I was to buy this again, yes, I would buy it again because it is quite functional in my wardrobe. It's got a strap, it can be worn crossbody. It's a great sort of everyday bag if you want to be hands-free. I wouldn't buy another one though. Some people buy multiple colors. Some people will buy like a pink one, a yellow one, some people have a black one. I don't see the need for me to buy another style of this because I have one, it's usable, and if I wanted to experiment with color, I do have other small handbags that I can use. Like I don't need to buy another wallet on chain. So even with my a collection that has expanded so far, I still go back to use this. So it is worthwhile if you do buy it as like your entry level piece into Chanel because you will use it in the future. So I'm going to do some mod shots. There are a multitude of ways that you can wear this. Okay, so mod shot time. So the first look is pretty simple, just taking the wallet on chain, taking the long strap as is, and putting it on crossbody. That's how I usually wear it. I'm 5'6" tall, and it lands just below my hip, so it is a longer length, but I can definitely do this. So the second look is if you want it to be more of like a shoulder bag length. What I do is I take the wallet on chain, I open it up, and then I'll take the chain and wrap it around the top flap once. And that shortens the strap a little bit. You'll have some of the beautiful chain strap showing on the top, and then the strap becomes a very comfortable length. You can wear it over one shoulder, and this lands at a perfect length. It's great. So I guess if you really wanted to, you can take this shortened strap and then also drape it on yourself crossbody, so it will work as like a really, really short crossbody. So that works too if you're more petite. I don't see this looking terrible at all. So the next look is pretty much my go-to look as well, and that's simply just double strapping it. And as I've said before, I measured the strap length when it's double strapped, and it's 9 and 3/4 inch, so 9.75 inches of a strap drop. And this can be worn at a very comfortable shoulder bag length. And wearing it like this makes me fall in love with this bag all over again. The chain is just so shiny, it's like jewelry, and it's so elegant for the evening or going shopping even. So the next look is quite straightforward. You can wear this bag as a clutch bag. So you just open up the wallet on chain, you tuck the whole chain inside the bag, and then you've got yourself a little clutch, which is perfect for an evening out if you're going to an event, something black tie, and you can put your cards in there, lipstick, cash, phone. That's all you need, you're good to go. Clutch bags have been reintroduced on the scene by Bottega, so it's super nice to wear a clutch nowadays. So this last and final look is new to me, and I was inspired by this photo that I saw online. And there is this huge belt bag trend going on, and if you don't want to go and purchase another bag, you can definitely turn this bag into a belt bag. So I don't know how the girl in the photo did it. She must have just swung the chain around her waist twice. But to make it simpler, I just basically tied the excess chain into a knot, and I think that looks really pretty too because the chain is just gorgeous and it looks like jewelry and it hangs. But alternatively, you can get one of those chain strap bag clips and clip the excess chain into the bag. But that looks so cool, and it's definitely a new and refreshing, younger way to wear the Chanel wallet on chain. So this is a very versatile piece. There's a multitude of ways that you can wear it, so it's definitely worth it. Despite some of the cons that I mentioned, it is definitely worth it. And even as I'm holding it, you can see the light bouncing off the caviar. It's still very shiny. I am lucky to have found a made in France piece at the time, so when I did purchase it, it was the only one that the boutique had, and the rest of them were made in like Spain or whatnot. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's the same thing, but I do prefer the country of origin to be listed on the bag. I don't know, I'm weird, but I do have made in Italy pieces and it's not a big deal. But even this one of the quilts was, I guess it wasn't stored properly in the boutique, and it was kind of like it had an indent in it, and that made me a bit apprehensive. But even with use, as I started to really like feel the bag and use it, that little dent is gone. It was gone like very quickly. Okay guys, so that is it for my video. I hope this was a short one. It seemed like I was filming for a long time. I have a Sony camera and it keeps overheating and it's really annoying, and I think this is a problem, so I may need to get a new camera. So if any of you guys are experts in like technology and filming videos and how to edit videos, more so than me, if you could please leave some suggestions as to what camera is best. User-friendly, nothing too complicated, something that I can use. I use a Mac, so I would appreciate your suggestions. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and hopefully this video was informative for those of you who are on the market looking for this piece. Hopefully I gave you some great tips. So if you guys like this sort of content, I mean, I'm talking about content discussing luxury handbags, luxury goods, luxury fashion, unboxings, reviews of handbags, and you're really gonna like it here. So I do suggest, and I would really appreciate if you did hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Also tap that notification bell to get notified anytime I upload a new video. I am looking forward to your feedback in the comment section down below. Who of you has a wallet on chain? What are some of the ways that you use your wallet on chain? I'd really like to know. And I will definitely get back into more unboxings. I thought I'd just throw in some handbag reviews because some of you had requested for me to review the wallet on chain. So I hope this was informative for you. Until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye.